Hello, awesome people. Welcome to VP's Wealth Radio. This is Vijay Prakash, author of Amazon #1 best-selling book, Slumdog Investor. Today is Wednesday, and as per our ritual, we are going to take learnings from my book, Slumdog Investor. So, if you are already a reader of Slumdog Investor, it's great. If you have not read my book, this is my book, Slumdog Investor, and this is a very, very special copy. I mean, those who know that this book I have presented to Shri Amitabh Bachchan, and this is a special copy which he has autographed for me, and really honor and privilege that I presented my book to Shri Amitabh Bachchan. So you can, those who have not bought it, and if you are interested after today's lesson, you can go and buy on Amazon. Or if you want me to send you a personalized autograph copy, I am putting a link in description. You can buy through that link. I can uh, personalize that copy for you. I mean, that will be personalized by both the authors, personalized and autographed for you. Okay. So let us move on to today's lesson from the Slumdog Investor. Now, most of the people, when they look at the title, what they think is, this book is all about making money and building wealth. That's true, but it is not only about the money. Okay, so if you want a strong building, then your foundation has to be strong. And for life, if you want to have a strong foundation, then there are 8 building blocks of life. I have divided that into primary and the secondary building block. So the primary building blocks are health, finances, relationship, and a spirituality. And the secondary building blocks are growth, experience, contribution, and legacy. Now, it is interesting that you will realize majority of the people are stuck in the primary building block. Okay, I would say 95% of the world struggles in their primary building block, and they don't even move towards the secondary building block. Their whole life they are stuck with the primary building block. And if you take a look at these building blocks, they are in sequence. Okay, health, finances, relationship, spirituality. So if your health is not in place, then probably you're going to make less money, because your productivity will be hampered and your finances will get affected. Now, the most of the fights in the world are only because of what? Between a husband and wife, between the parents and the kid. The fight is all about the money, right? So if finances are not in place, and even if your finances are messed up, your own relationship itself is messed up, right? You live your life in stress. So the relationship building blocks get affected when your finance is affected, right? And when your health, when your finances, when your relationship is in place, then you can focus on spirituality in terms of sitting and meditating. Because if the first 3 building blocks are disturbed, my dear friend, how much ever meditation you want to do, your thoughts are going to again bring back to the problem, right? So what I want you to do is go and take a look at your primary building blocks of life, right? Health, finances, relationship, and spirituality. Because if your relationship building block is not in place, and as a series of lessons from the Slumdog Investor, there is one episode which I'm going to dedicate only towards the relationship, right? So today we will have a look at a broad level on each of the building block, and then I'm going to take some separate important building blocks. Because health, I believe you will understand. Finances, again, I'll touch upon in a detail, right? And then we will also cover about the spirituality. What are some of the things and the rituals which I follow, which you can also follow those rituals if you want. Okay, so after your health, finances, relationship, and spirituality, to me, spirituality is more in terms of a gratitude, being thankful for what we have, and giving thanks well in advance for what we want in future, right? Now, so 95% people are stuck in the primary building block. If you understand, great. Now, next step is to give you a kind of an overview of the secondary building block. Now, here is what magic happens. When you move towards the secondary building block, this is where magic happens, because what happens is you are forced to work on yourself, which is your growth, which is your experience, which is your contribution and legacy. So growth. So take a look at your primary building blocks of life. Probably you will identify some growth area there. If you don't identify there, then how do you want to grow this year? I see a lot of people cribbing about their communication skill. Now, who is stopping you to build your communication skills? Have you worked on your communication skills? People crave about, hey, I'm not a good presenter, but have you worked on your presentation skills? So what I want you to do is decide in 2020 what is the area, in which area you want to grow. Okay, that becomes your priority. I would not recommend that at one point of time you choose everything, but the good idea would be set only 3 goals in each of the areas. So probably on health, you can set 3 goals, such as I will drink more water. That could be one goal. I will not eat junk, or I will fix my cheat days when I will have junk, and rest of the days I'll not have junk, right? See, it has to be progressive. If the way I know the process of achievement is, if one day you will decide that I'm going to climb the Mount Everest, it is not going to happen. So sometime we go to some training program or somewhere, and they will fill you with the energy and inspiration and motivation. But the problem is, if you don't plan it properly, you will do it for one day, but then again, that rubber band concept, you will stretch it, but finally it'll regain the shape because of the elasticity. Okay, so decide what area you want to grow in. Experiences. This is very, very interesting. Majority of the people in the world live the same life again and again. There, if you really go and take a look at the book of their life, they have not created new experiences. It's just same old. Go work, come back home, go work, come back home. Then vacation comes, take vacation, go to shopping mall, come back, eat, watch movie, and come back. No, I don't think uh, uh, the way this media and this advertisement is affecting our mind. We should uh, design our life according to that. Your mind is also not your mind. It is other people's opinion which has formed your mind. So it is a time to sit down and think that which is the area in which I want to grow. What is that which I want to experience in life? That is what. So if you take a look, first 6 blocks: health, finances, relationship, spirituality, growth, experience. This is all about you. This is to make you better. When these 6 blocks are in place, you can think of contributing to the world. So a lot of people, when they think about contribution, it comes only one thing in mind: oh, that is like a charity. No, uh, it is not only about the money that you give it to somebody. You are gifted with the talent. You are gifted. There is something, as I always say, there is a seed of greatness inside you which is waiting to sprout. And if you are suppressing it, then I think you are not doing justice with this world, right? You are born for a purpose, right? You are born for a purpose, and you have to contribute to the world with the talent. And then comes the legacy. I mean, we cannot plan about a legacy, but I think in one line I define legacy as, at one point of time, we are going to leave this planet. Nobody knows what happens beyond. But because you existed in this time, for whatever time period, maybe 100 years, how many people lived better life because you existed, because of your natural talent, because of your gift. So once you will take a look at these 8 building blocks of life and start examining each of this block, I'm telling you, your perspective towards life will change. And not only it will change, when you, if you have a health challenge and you are not fixing it, if you have a health challenge and you are not fixing it, you are not doing justice with your family. If your finances are messed up and you're not fixing it, then my dear friend, it is like missing a U-turn. If you miss a U-turn, it takes a very, very long time for you to come back, right? If your relationship is messed up, trust me, health is good, finances are good, but if your relationship is messed up, you won't be happy in life, whether it's a relationship with yourself, your parents, or your spouse, right? And when these three building blocks are not in place, forget about sitting and meditating and gratitude. Okay, so go back, examine, set at least 3 goals in each of this area. Whether you will work on these goals right now or after some time, or you will work on one building block at one point of time, that you make a decision, right? So once your building blocks are in place, primary building blocks are in place, then move towards your secondary building block, because they are so important. They will not only affect your other building blocks of life, they are the building blocks of fulfillment. Okay, you won't be fulfilled. I really like this quote which says, you must listen to your heart and follow it, or it will find a million's way to remind you that there is something missing in your life. Okay, there is something missing in your life. So focus on the secondary building block, focus on the growth, focus on the experiences, focus on contribution, and in the process, when you serve the world with your natural talent and gift, you will leave a legacy behind. Okay, so on the screen you must be seeing a model which says Slumdog Investor Wealth Model. So what we have done is, in the book there are nine chapters, and in each of the chapter, we have covered. So in chapter 1 we have covered in detail about the primary building blocks of life, and then there are a step by step plan for implementation. Then we talk about the secondary building block of life. We talk about the powers what God has given us. We talk about skills what you need to build in order to make money. We talk about the success principles, the success formulas, the wealth and the money habits. We talk about the book, and then talk in the book. Then we talk about the entrepreneurship, then we talk about the rules of intelligent investing, and then we have given a golden formats which you can use to design your finances and design your life. So there are a lot of things in the book. If you have not read it, and if you're not a voracious reader, take my recommendation, buy this book, read it. Because if you don't read it, it does not matter to me. But if you read it, it'll really matter to me, because I know this book is going to change your life. This one book is going to change your life. So you can go, as I said, you can buy on Amazon, or if you want a personalized autograph copy, I am leaving a link in description. And this is what I wanted to cover. In the coming weeks, I will be covering the other parts of my book. So stay tuned on this channel. There is a lot to learn from this channel. Okay, so in today's video, if there is one aha moment you have got, what I want you to do is go and write that in a comment section, that what was your aha moment from today's video. Okay, because this will help other people also who are watching these videos, and they are going to share their experience, right? So thank you so much for listening, and this is Vijay Prakash signing off right now.